guys, welcome to Pinterest in 10 minutes a day, where I am here to empower busy moms to take control of your online business in just 10 minutes a day using Pinterest marketing. My goal is to teach you the ins and outs of do-it-yourself Pinterest marketing, share success stories, and provide actionable tips to help you grow your online business. Get ready to learn how to make the most out of your limited time and resources and achieve big results. Let's dive in and start building your Pinterest presence today. So today is Pinterest Q&A, and I had a really great question. This is actually kind of a combination of questions because people like to ask it in multiple different ways. But what type of content do I pin? Do I pin my own content? Do I pin other people's content? And you're trying to figure out whose pins you should be pinning. If it's just your pins or anything like that, then this is for you. And the short answer is yes. You want to be pinning all kinds of content. Now, I know. You might have heard this from a lot of other Pinterest gurus that you should only pin your content and only pin to your boards, not pin other people's stuff or do the marketing for them. And while this strategy is a strategy you could use, it's actually not super helpful for beginners because as a beginner, typically you have not very much content. You might have your website and a few blog posts, if you have blog posts, or a few items you're selling, but you don't have a ton of content to put on Pinterest. So if you use those same links over and over, even if you're using different images, you could be risk getting marked as spam or getting put into Pinterest jail or whatever you want to call it because you have such limited links to be using with Pinterest, okay? So for a newbie entrepreneur with minimal content, in order to only pin your stuff, you need to be creating 1 to 2 blog posts or videos or new content links a week. So if you create a video and a podcast and a blog post all for one piece of content, that's 3 links that you could be using in 1 week, but you still need to be creating that content so that you have a wide variety of links to be sharing with Pinterest and not getting marked as spam, which can be super overwhelming as a beginning entrepreneur. I know because I've started 2 online businesses and a third physical business, and it's hard to get a lot of that content growing when you have so many things that you're working on your plate and you aren't paying for a VA or anything like that. So, oh no, I lost my note. Okay, so on the other hand, if you repin other people's pins, so repinning, pinning other people's content, however you want to say it, this content helps your ideal client as well. So this will jumpstart your Pinterest growth. So Pinterest sees you pinning helpful content. Let's say you're in the health niche, okay? It's a common niche. So let's look up keto recipes. So if you are searching and pinning keto recipes and you help people learn or you coach people about keto, and you just only pin your information about keto and you have a small business, you don't have a ton of links. But if you go and you search keto and you pin other pins that are relevant, that you don't quite have that exact content out yet, those pins that are already being seen around Pinterest, people will see you repinning them and pinners are going to save them or click on them. And Pinterest will be like, wow, the pins on this profile are getting saves and clicks. I'm going to show all of these pins on the profile. So you're actually using other people's content to boost your content and you're able to grow quicker as a beginner. Okay. I even tell this to my students actually in the POG Academy. If they don't even have any content to pin, all they have is a website homepage, right? They don't even have any content to pin to still get your profile set up and to repin others' content because that gets you set up in the algorithm. Pinterest understands what your business is about. They know what type of content you're pinning, and those repins are helping pinners around the world. Pinterest is like, man, they're pinning some good stuff. And when you start adding your own content to that platform, that content will just take off quicker because Pinterest already sees you as a valuable provider on that platform, right? Versus if you only pin your little bit of content here and it's not getting a ton of views because you're still kind of growing your audience and you haven't been on Pinterest for very long, it's going to be a lot slower of a growth than when you pin your little bit of content, but you add in others' content as well, okay? You see, pinners aren't brand specific. They're not on there to look for a specific brand or to look for a specific company. They just want something that's going to answer their question. So whether it's your content or a pin that you've repinned is answering their question, but both of those pins are on your profile, it's going to boost your profile when they click on those pins and they save those pins. It's going to boost your entire profile. Okay. So it's really important to understand this. You can do either strategy. You can pin just your content or you can repin with others. But from my experience with growing multiple businesses, from talking to my students who have gone through the POG Academy and also giving tips for other people through calls and audits and that type of thing, they really do see more growth, especially because they aren't ready to they don't have the time to create that consistent content and pins for Pinterest, but they're able to see more growth. My favorite student was one that's like, I don't want to do any blog posts. I just want to do products. I'm like, well, great. And she's like, but I don't have any products ready yet. They're still in the making. It'll be a few months down the line. I'm like, that's fine. Spend 3 months pinning all of this content around your products that like are answering questions, giving them tips, giving them valuable information. And then when you have products ready, create pins to your products. And do you know what happened? She made sales quicker than anyone I have seen because her profile was already set up around her niche, around her products, that when she did start adding her own content, they took off much quicker than if she would have done nothing for 3 months and just added her little products, one link a week, because that's all she had. So she grew a lot quicker. Okay. To be honest, it's 100% up to you if you want to pin just your pins or if you want to do a combination of repinning others' pins and your pins. But like I said with the POG Academy, as a result, you'll definitely see a lot quicker result when you become a team player with the Pinterest platform. But I do want to give you a super, super, super important tip. Be sure that you are only repinning content that is relevant to your ideal client, okay? There are so many follow for follow Pinterest trains out there. I mean, I've even had people in my free Facebook group say, why are you putting share your pins below? Like, don't I have a tell so that you can share your pins below? But you only want to repin those pins or save those pins if they are related to your ideal client. Okay. I have a lot of entrepreneurs that are like, they work with different clients in different niches, multiple clients, and they kind of repin and share pins across the platform. And that is a horrible idea because Pinterest gets confused about what your profile is about. If you have a business profile around health, don't go repinning your friends' pins about do-it-yourself home improvement projects to help them grow because it's going to confuse your health Pinterest profile and it's going to water your results. Okay. So if you're going to repin, only repin the content that is related to your ideal client. If you want to help out those pinners, you can click on that pin to make it bigger, or you can heart the pin, but don't actually save it to your profile because that will get confusing with Pinterest. Okay. So yes, you can pin whatever you want. You can pin your content, you can repin others' content, you could do a combination of both. But the best way is being a team player with Pinterest. And also repinning other people's content gives you the ease of being able to be consistent on platform. If you only have enough content to pin twice a week, well, now you can pin 5 times a week because you're repinning others' content and still getting your content out there. So instead of looking like you're not consistent on Pinterest, only pinning twice a week, you are consistent on Pinterest. So that's my 2 cents on it. I definitely recommend repinning others' content when you're a beginner. If you are a blogger or a website owner that has thousands and thousands of blog posts, 100% go ahead and only pin your content, but make sure it's all a variety of different links and make sure you have really good keywords. It might still take a little bit slower to kick off because you're only using your content that hasn't been on Pinterest. But I honestly don't see a lot of students with that because most of them have already dug into Pinterest with that. So here's your action step. Decide if you are going to repin others' content and how often, right? Are you going to pin a little bit every day, a little bit 1 or 2 days a week, a few times a month, and decide if you're going to you can do just your content for 3 months and then you can do a combo of your content and others' content for 3 months and split test it. Split testing anything for less than 1 month generally isn't super helpful. So I definitely recommend split testing for at least a month with Pinterest when you repinning others versus pinning your own content. But really, Pinterest is a long-term strategy. It is like the slowest moving dinosaur ever. But when that gigantic, slow moving dinosaur is at fast speed like a train, there is no way to stop it. Okay. So get your Pinterest up, get it moving. Go ahead and repin others' pins. It's only going to boost you if you are repinning quality pins that are super helpful to your ideal client. I want to invite you guys to look into the Pinterest Organic Growth Academy for further support. Not only are you going to learn how to maximize your Pinterest profile to attract clients who are ready to take action, sign up for your leads, actually head on over to your website for quicker growth of your brand, but you're also going to learn how to develop your 10-minute a day Pinterest strategy. Because once you get your strategy set up, once you get your profile set up, Pinterest marketing only takes 10 minutes a day for this long-term platform to bring you in consistent traffic and leads and money. So if you want to learn more, head on over to CheriseMerrill.com/POG. It's short for POG, for Pinterest Organic Growth, and go ahead and learn more about that. Thank you so much for listening. If you guys have any questions, come on over to my free Facebook group called Woman on Pinterest. Ask your questions in there. I would love to answer them, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye for now.